Panzer nun wir zurück. Der Mond ist über uns, wird uns gehören. Gestern die Welt und heute der Himmel, denn uns gehört er und die Freiheit fliegt. Mond, Mond, ja, ja, vereint wir sind unter dem großen Forscher. Mond, Mond, ja, ja, heute gehört uns die Galaxie.
The Wolfenstein series is regarded as the grandfather of the FPS genre. Wolfenstein 3D presented players of the 90s with maze-like levels full of Nazis to shoot and hidden rooms to find. Its simplistic gameplay makes it fairly easy to return to, but its golden age has long passed. This causes any sequel to Wolfenstein to be looked at with a great deal of caution, as previous attempts at revitalizing the franchise have been met with mixed reactions. That said, Machine Games had an uphill battle to fight when they set about making Wolfenstein the New Order. Many doubts were cast on how the game would end up. It was expected to either shed what made the original game so fun, or cling to those aspects so hard the game would end up feeling antiquated. Despite the doubts, Machine Games has crafted a nearly perfect blend of modern and classic first-person shooting gameplay. Classic in its content and modern in its amount of depth. The player is given a variety of tools to overcome the Nazi war machine whatever way they want, so long as the way they want is stealthy, action-packed, or a mix of the two. An average scenario in Wolfenstein will present the player with a squad of common Nazi soldiers, their commanding officer, and a couple of heavy soldiers thrown in for good measure. The player can just shoot their way through them, but such a method is somewhat ill-advised. Health is lost surprisingly quickly and only regenerates to a point. Health packs are fairly common, but must be found and picked up, which may prove difficult while under heavy fire. Furthermore, if a commanding officer detects the player, they will call reinforcements, which will quickly overwhelm anyone who doesn't bring a swift resolution of the problem. The shoot-'em-up playstyle is possible, but can be challenging at times on anything above the easy difficulty setting. For the most part, a stealth approach is much easier. Nazis are extremely dim-witted and lack good senses. With that in mind, stealth is almost too easy. This might make you think stealth is the focus of the game. What I just described would indicate a balance towards such, at least. However, many enemies are not dispatched so easily by a headshot. Some are, in fact, immune. Giant death bots are one example. So the core of the game is not destroying your enemy in one of two ways, but is more balanced towards crippling them. The design encourages the player to weaken enemy forces before engaging in a fight. It encourages decimation, followed by devastation. In this light, the combat feels innovative and fresh. I would compare it to Dishonored, another Bethesda published game. However, unlike Dishonored, the openness of combat is sometimes undermined by segments that are strictly shooter, with no option for stealth. These segments can be fun, and do call back to its classical shooter roots, but they highlight how much better the guerrilla warfare style action is compared to the super soldier to kill death gun time. If super soldier kill death gun time is what you wanted from the game, it's there, it's just not the best option to choose. It's also worth noting that the classical shooters of days long gone relied heavily on environmental secrets in large levels just as much as they relied on killing all the things. Wolfenstein the New Order doubles down on that aspect of the older games. Completionists will be more than happy to hunt down hidden Nazi gold, war letters, and will likely have a fun time cracking Enigma codes. I don't even know where to begin with it, but it's there if you do. The only problem here is feeling like you missed out on content if you didn't find anything. This wouldn't be a problem in most circumstances, but some of the items you could miss include weapon mods and health upgrades, although finding them in a second playthrough makes acquisition all the sweeter. And you will likely want to play through the game a second time. The gameplay is a blast to go back to on its own, but the story within the New Order is surprisingly good. The game's characters are interesting and written in a believable way, which goes to make the Nazi-controlled setting seem believable as well. Every new mission is accompanied by an engaging cutscene, which has been composed in such a way to simultaneously pump the player up to kill more Nazis, and tell an intriguing tale that goes to some fairly unexpected places. It takes bravery and skill to put a concentration camp level in the same game as a moon weapon. They managed to pull off huge shifts in tone with ease, while most other video game narratives struggle to tell a bare-bones plot. Although, you will have to suspend belief in a character that goes into a coma for 20 years and wakes up not having aged a day or lost that muscle mass. With a quality story, tons of secrets, and fantastic gameplay, Wolfenstein The New Order manages to gracefully modernize while staying true to its predecessors. It has some issues, but they can be easily looked past and forgotten as the player is immersed into this well-crafted experience. Machine Games has managed to surprise and impress by turning a series previously thought to be unworkable and turning it into a series I can't wait to see more of.
Let me tell you how this is gonna work. I'm gonna ask you one question. You are gonna answer that question in a way I find satisfactory, and if you do not, I will saw your head off with this here appliance, you hear me? So here it comes. Where are you people keeping the captured resistance fighters?
I'm sure. I don't know what you're talking about. There is no resistance! Zur Hölle mit dir und deinem verdammten Widerstand! Okay, I'll tell you! Damn it! What do you want to know?